Yo soy una hija del inti sol, de la Pachamama.
Knowing which risks to take, and how to take them, can help you increase your chances of winning. Looking down from an airplane at 13,000 feet, parachute attached, heart pounding, must be one of the most terrifying experiences imaginable for a person. It is true that not all risks are life-threatening, but all risks are scary. As humans, we are constantly afraid of failure, doing the wrong thing, and facing the consequences. In the continuation of the video, in order to strengthen risk-taking skills, we have given you some effective instructions. How to take risks for an entrepreneur. Taking risks is considered a job necessity. After all, things don't always go as we imagine. Every day we make choices that affect our business. We can never be absolutely sure that the choices we have made are the right ones. While risks are inevitable, approaching them strategically can be the best way to reduce the likelihood of failure. Strengthening risk and capital management skills. 1. Strengthen risk-taking skills. Information is your friend. The more knowledge you have in any field, the less your work risks. For example, many of the most successful brokers on Wall Street are those who understand market patterns better than anyone else. The traders who make a stable career for themselves are the ones who have a lot of knowledge of the industry. Similarly, you should be an expert in your field. You need to know your industry, the product or service you offer very well. You need to understand consumer buying patterns, motivations and weaknesses. What makes them buy your products? Where and when do they buy? What makes them stop buying? As an entrepreneur or in any profession that involves risk, you need to get as much information as possible. The more you know, the less unknowns you are left with. The unknowns, after all, are what make an action risky. 2. Strengthen risk-taking skills. Carefully evaluate the risk you want to take. The act of taking risks is a reality that exists in all of our lives. This phrase can also be used for strong evaluation skills. One of the hallmarks of a good businessman is to be able to look at a risky situation, think, and decide whether it is worth taking the risk or not. Investors, for example, spend their entire careers deciding which companies are worth their time and money. Those who spend their money recklessly and are praised for taking risks are not always the most successful investors. Being a risk taker requires using the information you use to evaluate a situation and decide whether it's worth the risk. 3. Strengthen risk-taking skills. Learn from failure. All risks, especially those where you fail, are all learning experiences. Sometimes, failure is actually more valuable than 100 successes. Failing a risk 100% of the time won't increase your profits, but you can use the opportunity to gather important information about what you did wrong, where you went wrong, and how you can be more successful in the future. The biggest mistake and level of thinking is related to those people who see failure as a measure to determine their identity and not a measure of what they can achieve. We've all heard that failure is feedback. Many overnight successes take years to achieve. According to Mark Zuckerberg, the biggest risk is not taking a risk. In a rapidly changing world, the only strategy guaranteed to fail is not to take risks. Taking risks is the only way to success. You should know that even the risks that have led to failure can bring you closer to your goals, if you can turn failing a risk into a valuable lesson and a plan to improve your results the next time.